What is good, YouTube? It is your boy Anime Devil Hunter, and everyone's having an awesome day. Man, what an awesome chapter of Ayashimon. We got some more character development for Urara, and man, Yuji Kaku is just going all out when it comes to Urara. By far as of right now, Urara is definitely my favorite character in Ayashimon, and I just feel like she's just gonna continue to grow as a boss, considering she's the leader. I mean, she's already the leader of her gang, even though we don't got that many people. But I just really look forward to seeing Urara become that awesome badass leader. So yeah, some more character development from Urara. I dove a bit more into her backstory and whatnot. Unfortunately, we got a character death already, and it's a bit sad in all honesty, but hey, we need it for the story. But anyways, and it's only 10 chapters in. Ayashimon, look at this, man. Only 10 chapters in. Look how good it is. But anyways, we are about to get straight into this review. But if you are new to Anime Devil Hunter, welcome. Here on this channel we cover also so awesome Ayashimon content, even though it just started. So definitely subscribe and join the channel. Comment down below if you enjoyed the chapter, was or not. You're looking forward to the next chapter. I mean, who isn't looking forward to the next chapter? Let me know what you guys thought of the chapter as a whole. Drop a like if you end up enjoying the video, and that being said, let us begin. So we start the chapter off with a flashback for Urara, and we find out ever since she was first incarnated into this world, she expected her father who manifested before her to be there to greet her. So unfortunately, even during her childbirth, her father wasn't there. Hashihime was actually there. When Hashihime was in front of her, she says to her, "I beg your understanding, miss, but your father has become a being of considerable influence in the underworld. Just the fact that you're his daughter would be enough to tempt unscrupulous to take advantage of you." Urara then adds, in the decades it taken for her to incarnate, her father had become the face of Kabukicho's underworld. We then turn back to Urara and Hashihime's dialogue, and Hashihime says to Urara, "But I promise he will come back for you someday." Urara then thinks back to how she believes Hashihime's words. She then adds that now that she had a physical body, the flow of time slowed to a crawl, and her anxiety and loneliness grew each passing day. So I really felt bad reading this backstory. She adds those around her treated her like an outsider, and Hashihime only came to check on her once in a great while. She wondered time and time again if she hadn't really been abandoned. But as time passed, she accepted it and she patiently waited. So during that time she spent learning about the human world, reading and whatnot, developing manners, so when it came time for her to meet her father, she, wouldn't embarrass him. So moving on, we then get a scene of Urara running to Hashihime to find out some more news about her dad, but Hashihime breaks the news to her. Chairman Kyo is dead. Following that, we then jump back to the present moment, and it's Urara trying to escape with Maru and Ten. And Urara is thinking to herself, her father's death wasn't the only thing that she hated. She hated everything, and she swore to herself that from then on, everyone was responsible to her, and that would be her revenge. As we see Urara trying to get to the car Hashihime's in. And we turn to Hashihime, who's being watched by some dude in the car, and she lets out her hairpin and she manages to escape and knock him out. I think she actually even kills him, like she breaks his neck. And she yells out, "Miss Urara." In the middle of this, we're taking a dive into Urara's thoughts, and she's thinking to herself, why can't she leave them behind? So we got some dope, like I said, dope character development for Urara from somebody who we met in the first chapter was like everybody's just disposable to her, and she even told Hashihime straight up to her face like, "You're a pawn to me as well." But we see, that's not how she actually feels, or she's probably grown out of that. So in the next panel we turn to Urara, who's running towards Hashihime, but at the same time, Doppo's flame, ice, fire cloud, or whatever the hell he threw at her is right behind him, and Hashihime can't believe it. So Urara manages to land, but Doppo's explosion manages to destroy the ground and even send Urara flying back. And then we then see Doppo's on their trail and whatnot, and Ten points out Doppo's on a whole different league. He hasn't even pulled out his mask yet, so he's this strong without even going all out. I wonder how Maru's gonna even fight him. So it seems mask appears to be a power up when it comes to Ayashimon. Doppo says, "You aren't getting away from me, girl. Now that you finally show your true self." And we then see Hashihime fall onto the ground and whatnot, and Urara looks. Doppo then says, "You're nothing but an impediment both to the underworld and to us, the yokai in general." He then takes out his mask and says it's better that you die, both for the town's sake and for his. 10 points out that now he's pulling out his mask and now they're in big trouble. One of Doppo's henchmen comes up to him and says, "Chairman, the Unreal Bureau will come." And Doppo's like, "Who cares?" He's like, "My executive should have picked up on this mess by now." And we see all of them, they're coming to the area, and I'm not gonna lie, that got me pretty hyped. We're still a bit too early for a war, but the pieces are being laid down little by little. But for now, moving on. Doppo then adds, "So what if the Unreal Bureau comes? Even if it means starting an all-out war, I'm going to kill that girl right here and now." So Doppo doesn't give a fuck. At the same time, we get another flashback with Hashihime and Urara. Hashihime says to Urara, "The power held in this blade is enormous. Were you to release it as you are now, you could contain it for little more than a minute, and it leave you so tired you could do nothing for 3 full days. You must think very, very carefully about when and how to use it." And at the same time, we look to Maro, who's hurt pretty bad, and Hashihime, who's out pretty cold. We then take a look at Urara's expression, and her face doesn't look too good considering things are pretty bad right now. Following this, Hashihime transforms and attempts to stall Doppo. While Hashihime is attacking Doppo relentlessly, she screams to Urara, "Miss, you have to run quickly, there's no time." But in the middle of this, Doppo freezes Hashihime. Doppo says to Hashihime, "Don't you think you picked the wrong side to devote yourself to? That girl hasn't inherited any of his nothing. She doesn't know about the carved horn or his hen." He then says, "He didn't hide her, he threw her away." And Hashihime says, "He did not, I swear it." Urara thinks back to all the times Hashihime told her he did not, I swear it. And we then get one more flashback to which, Urara is crying, and Hashihime says to her, "If you believe that you were abandoned, you believe wrongly. Chairman Kyo is cautious gentleman. He's so concerned for your safety that he doesn't dare visit you casually. If you ever grow anxious, miss, just ask me. I'll remind you again and again. You are Chairman Kyo's precious daughter." Urara then says to her, "Now you want me to live in some unfamiliar place all by myself? I really have been abandoned." Hashihime says, "No, you haven't. Please believe me and keep your chin high. I promise that you are Chairman Kyo's precious." And right before this, things are getting pretty bad in the present moment. But I believe that was the time when she had first dropped her off to live on her own. Moving on, Urara yells to Hashihime, to which Hashihime tells her to run away. "A lady of importance has no business concerning herself over mere pawns. Hold your head high, you are Chairman Kyo's daughter." And man, what a final send-off. Urara then runs as Doppo tries to attack her. Hashihime manages to hold Doppo back, but as Doppo gets ready to finish off Hashihime, she looks towards Maro and she says, "Maro, I leave her in your hands. Take care of her. She's Chairman Kyo's. No, she's my precious charge." As Doppo finishes off Hashihime, turning her into money. So R.I.P. Hashihime, man. I really thought she was going to be part of the gang, but unfortunately, that was it. I found it really sad that, Urara was abandoned and Hashihime was the only person that actually really cared for her, unfortunately. And man, bro, man, what a chapter, what a chapter. It's very emotional. But anyways, I look forward to the next chapter of Ayashimon. Drop a like if you guys ended up enjoying the video. Hit the subscribe button for more awesome Ayashimon content. It is your boy Anime Double Hunt, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Have an awesome day.